Why would a hip fracture lead to early death? Because the majority of hip fractures in the elderly are not elderly people falling and breaking their hip. The majority of hip fractures in the elderly are the hip breaking, and then they fall. And there's a difference between the fracture causing the fall and the fall causing the fracture. So when your skeletal system is so weak that it can not only support its own weight, grandma's standing at the kitchen sink doing dishes and her femoral head cracks and she falls and they go, oh my gosh, grandma fell and broke her hip. No, she didn't. Her hip broke and then she fell. And so we have pursued comfort so aggressively that we become so frail that we can't even essentially protect ourselves. So those would be my big recommendations would be start a process. I mean, Sardinia, for example, in the blue zones in Sardinia, their life expectancy was directly related to the grade of the slope they walked up. The steeper the slope, the longer the life expectancy.
No kidding.
You got 93, 97-year-old men and women walking up 30+ degree slopes, 10 blocks to go to church, 4 blocks over to the market, 4 blocks back home. There's no such thing as elevators there. There's no such thing as assisted care living facilities. Assisted care living is mom and dad move back in with the kids until they pass away. And what does that do? It gives mom and dad a sense of purpose. Even if their only purpose is to go out to the garden and get vegetables for that night's dinner. Right? Or they make, dad's 105 years old and he's still making belts for the community. They have a purpose. They have actually some meaning. And so sense of purpose, mobility into later in life and whole foods. That's what you get from the blue zones. We should adopt those philosophies here. Not be dogmatic about dieting, right? But eat whole foods and move our ass, right? I mean,